Wow. Class 3, I started acting. And that is when I fell in love with acting. I grew in acting. All my primary life, I was in drama and music festival every year. When I reached secondary, then I realized that I have a passion in photography. So I was doing drama. At the same time, I had some Kodak camera, which I used to carry with me, going to the festivals, take photos, and then print. That time we were printing a photo at around, was it 7 bob or 8 bob? And then you could sell it at 30 bob, you get your profit. That is when I started defining moments through the lens, and that is how I fell in love with film. And after secondary, I said I want to do film as a profession. So I went to Kenyatta University and studied film as a profession, and that is how I became a director professionally. I started directing officially in Form 2 when I was directing drama items in school, and I managed to win some few awards as a director while still a student. So that's how I've been directing to date. Now, most of the things that I do, I know how to tell my own stories that are in my environment. I cannot tell a story of America. So most of my stories focus mainly on local ideas and local stories. So when I do any story, I want it to have a local touch from where I come from, the lakeside. So most of my stories focuses mostly on the lakeside stories and what happens in the lakeside, so that the American people, UK, can see what I have grown in and what I've been seeing daily in my life. That's how I do my storytelling as a director. Yes, film needs big budgets. We can't lie. And most people say that there is zero budget. I go against that notion that there is zero budget. Even if you call a friend to come and act for you, that friend has spent his time, and time is money. So already that is goodwill, yes, but there's ile transport alitumia kikuja hata kama ni 50 bob. As a producer, I look at it as a budget. So breaking the ceiling, and in terms of being that film is big budgets, what has worked for me over the years since I started making films is collaboration. When I was doing my first films, I didn't have the budget to do the films. But if I can get someone who has a camera, talk to this person, gives me the camera, I get the actor, talk to the actor, I get the location person, then we agree, let us do this. That is how I've been surviving in the industry in terms of breaking the big budget notion and everything, and just collaboration has worked for me over the years. Most of the films that I've done to date, it's because of collaboration. Currently, I'm shooting a web series known as Tech Tueta. Tech means it's hard, difficulty. Tueta, I was just trying so that it can be poetic a little bit. So there are issues on hardship and what tech goes around in the lake, and it's a family drama. Why am I doing a web series? Over the years, we had the passions that we want our film to be on the mainstream media, on TV, and I want my film to be on Netflix. Yes, but yet again, the mainstream media, it takes time to be there. But where the world is going to, everyone is on their phone. So I said, let me get these people where they are. That is how I came up with the idea of Tech Twitter, to do a telenovela online. Within 10 minutes, let people watch a drama, a family drama on their phone, and it's a serial story where they can keep on following from this stage to the next stage. Yes, someone can ask me, where is the budget from? I started by saying it's all about collaboration. Tech Twitter, I said I want to use Kisumu faces in Tech Twitter. So I started talking to actors, and they said, I think that's a good idea. Because these same actors, there's a time I did a pilot with them when I was looking for a local TV station, but it did not materialize. So they said, why not? Why can't we occupy the online space and do this? And that's how they came together, and we managed to shoot several episodes and do a launch of Tech Twitter. That's how Tech Twitter has been working for us since we started shooting it. We started the whole project in June in terms of the idea and writing the script. Collaboration started on writing because the writer of the Tech Twitter actually is in Nairobi, Simiu Baraza, one who has done several scripts in Kenya. And he told me, why not? Why can't I also join in the train and help in writing? Bring the concept. Let me develop the script for you. We discussed, and then in July, I did an audition for the actors. They agreed with the concept, and then we shot in July and partly in August. And yes, that's how Tech Twitter came to life. The process of doing Tech Twitter, it was challenging because if I look at how I was handling things in terms of the feature films that I've done, in terms of other TV series that I've been part of, it's a little different. Because every time that we were scripting and we were trying to develop the idea, we kept on asking ourselves, what can keep people glued on screen or on their phones? People are using their bundles. So how can they be glued on screen for 10 minutes watching a story? And people advised me, why can't you try comedy? Because at least people, when they're in offices, they'll want to laugh. Then I said, maybe I'm not good with the comedy side, and then sustainability in terms of future. So maybe let me try drama. Who said people cannot watch drama using their bundles? Must it be comedy? Not that I'm against comedy, but I wanted to try something new because from the lakeside, someone who has been following short clips online that come from the lakeside, most people that do production fall in comedy. So I said, let me try something different, something that can provoke people's thought, something can leave cliffhangers so that people can come tomorrow and follow the story. So it was not an easy process because most of the actors that I was using, most of them thought we will do comedy. There's an actor who is known as Frank. Frank, everyone knows him of comedy. But now, I'm putting him to be a depressed person in the story. He's depressed throughout several episodes and he's addicted to drugs. This is a face that people are not used to. And actually, when people started seeing some short clips of what we were shooting, people were asking him, hey, we are waiting to laugh. And he was like, my fans are going to be disappointed because they're waiting to laugh, but I'm there depressed. I'm there drug addicted. There's MC Steele. People know him of hype. People know MC Steele of being there everywhere, talking too much. And here I'm talking of somebody whose life is totally different from what people see online as MC Steele. Now he's acting as Swagger, somebody who, a no-nonsense person. He's there, he wants things from the family and he feels that he's the heir of the family and he needs to take over the empire of the father after the father's death. So it was challenging removing these people from their comfort zone to what they are not used to. So we locked ourselves and decided that we are going to spend weeks to shoot and we are going to bring it out. However hard it is, we are going to let it work. Now, continuing to talk of collaboration, I asked myself, where am I getting the budget? So various people came in. From the county government, the minister actually supported partly the production. And we also have the orals from East Africa and Seamless Frames. People who came in and supported in terms of the marketing, the branding of the whole program and everything. So it's teamwork. It's a whole team that helped in doing this. So I didn't feel much of the weight in terms of the budget because in every segment, if you look at the DOP, a friend that we have worked with in all my projects, he was there to support the sound person, the lighting person. So everyone fully came in to help and see the project come to life. So it's a product of collaboration and it's a product of people who are talented and interested in seeing the future, which is online, and that is why we are doing a web series. I think it's the first drama web series that is shot from the lakeside city. Now, in terms of distribution, it was also a challenge because when I was working on the concept, people were asking me, what next? You have shot a drama, you have shot a telenovela, okay, so? Then I said, I want to do a premiere. And then they asked me, you're going to ask people to pay something they can watch online? Then I said, yes. And then someone told me, I think it will not work. Because most of them will say, if it is a web series and it's something we'll watch online, they will sit and wait for it online. And I said, okay, let me try something different. Something different in the sense that I'm not good online. I'm somebody who, I don't even have followers online. So many people know my name. Then when I walk in somewhere, they ask me, oh, so you're Nika Dongo? Okay, fine. Then I said, okay, fine. What can I do? I said, I want to give my audience a free premiere. Something that is challenging, but there's a hook. You have to subscribe to get into the premiere. Subscribe, share in terms of the pages of the program. Then we allow you to walk in and have the red carpet session and watch with the others. Then later, I will post. So the people who come to the premiere had an opportunity to actually see various episodes before the others. So I selected a few episodes here and there, and then they managed to watch that. Actually random. It was not flowing, so that they can also still go back and wait for the whole series online. So I thought of also doing a tour, countrywide tour, going to like all universities in Kenya, if not all, then 80%, do a screening, and then the sequence remains the same. Subscribe, get into the premiere in the whole country. That was the first step. Then later, now an online campaign that can push it further, that can make it reach somewhere, that people who did not know about the whole concept can see it. Thereafter, later, someone can ask me, then how do you want to make money out of it? Are you doing charity work, screening everything free everywhere? It's all in the future. Online, you trust the process. After getting the following, then why not? Why can't I do a website? And then after the website, now people can pay to watch. I've created my own TV. Because if I was waiting for the mainstream media and they were not coming through, then why not? Why can't I now do a website with the same YouTubes and everything? So if you click, you get the trailer, you pay to watch. That's how I was working on distribution for the whole series. So before I advise other people, as I started, I said I did not start today. I started in primary as an actor, then secondary, a director, then I did set books. After doing set books, directed set books, got into film fully after graduating from Kenyatta University. Then I did my first film, and I did a red carpet premiere back then in 2016. And people were like, okay, charging people 300 shillings. Then I said, okay, that was the first film which I officially did a premiere, a second chance. Then after a second chance, it gave me room for looking for a second chance in terms of how to do things. Then I said, let us contribute together and collaborate with Odongo Robi. Then we did Seredo 2 in 2018. I think Seredo 2 opened the way for us. Then after Seredo 2, which was a local language film, premiered in the cinemas, and Kisumu people were like, okay, a Luo film in the cinemas, comedy, 500 shillings, they came. And the hall was full to capacity, over capacity. I'm sorry to say the cinema hall, actually, some people had to sit on the stairs just to come and watch this comedy that is being premiered in a cinema hall. Thereafter, I was the producer of Bangarang. I worked as the producer in Bangarang, a film which is on Netflix. Thereafter, I directed Birthday Live, the first kids feature film from Kisumu. And then here we are now. I am doing a web series. So in terms of people who are aspiring to be in film, it's a journey. You don't wake up in the morning and you have all the equipment. I hear people that, hey, I want sound, I want cameras, I want lights for me to shoot. Provided you can shoot. Thank God that today we have phones that you can shoot with. Why should you buy a phone of 50,000 and you cannot shoot a film? And you're saying, I still want cameras, yet you have a phone. Make use of what you have. But remember, story is king. At the end of the day, it is the story. So how do you tell your story, even if it is using a phone? I tell people that the people who are there before us, like Pengle, they did things that people could say it was poor quality today, but they focused on story. People can still remember their story. No one knows the camera they used. But people will say, Pengle was talking about this. Any movie you watch, anything you watch, people always talk about the story. Then now, filmmakers are the few people who will say, which camera did they use? But the audience don't need cameras. The audience needs stories. Now, how you tell the story, it's upon you. If you want to go the big budget, well and good. If you want to go minimal budget, but remember, story is king. So don't focus on the equipment, focus on the story, then collaborate as much as possible for you to achieve the huge budgets that we talk about. My name is Nicholas Adongo, and I'm a film director, producer, and this is Out of the Box by Orals East Africa.